Hey, our kids, we're going to practice creating tints and shades with acrylic paint. First, you're going to fill in the box um, that says red with red paint. Get a clean brush. Use 3 strokes. That's all it takes. This is your cardboard palette. We're not going to use that yet. Put it aside. Then, with a clean brush, look how clean that brush is, you're going to get some white, 100% white. And you are going to, with your clean brush, apply some white to the 100% white section. Now, here's where the palette comes in. You're going to add a little bit of white to your palette, rinse your brush until it's clean, tap, and dry it off on a paper towel. Then get the smallest amount of red, a teeny tiny little bit, and then you're going to add some red. Look at that lovely light pink that I made. You're going to add it to the red and 90% white box. You're going to rinse your brush again, clean off all that lovely pink color, and then you're going to add a little bit more red. So with your clean brush, you're mixing in more red. Rinse your brush, dry it off, and repeat. You are going to continue to add a little bit more red. I apologize for my camera work here. A little bit more red to each box until you fill in all of the boxes with increasing amounts of red. You've just created, what you're creating is a value scale that goes from white to red. Now, we started with white because you should always start with your lightest color first. White is much lighter than red. Now, I'm going to make gray, and to make gray, I use a little bit of black and some white. I have to apologize because I had an issue with my phone and it stopped recording. I made a gray with black and white, and then I added increasing amounts of red to that gray. To do this, you need to make up all the gray first and then add small amounts of red to it. Now you pause the video and go for it. I'm going to move on to the next scale, which goes from black to red. So I'm filling in all black. Notice how I put a big dollop, let's say a medium-sized dollop of black paint on my palette, and then I also have red paint. I'm going to go back and forth between the black and the red, mixing. This time I'm starting with my red and I'm adding a small amount of black to it. So I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So red with a small amount of black. Now I'm going to add a little bit more black. I notice that those colors look pretty similar, so I add a little bit more black. And then I paint over the color that I just painted. Yeah. And then I add a little bit more black and fix where it says red plus 60% black. It should be more black at that point. Now we've got red and mostly black, and then red and almost all black. Now I'm cleaning off the excess paint on my brush before I rinse it out in the water. That will keep my water from getting completely nasty. Now I'm going to do the warm and cool colors section. For this one, you're going to add a dollop of yellow paint. Rinse your brush out well, dry it off, make sure you get all the paint. Then you're going to add a dollop of blue. Rinse your brush off, get all the paint off, dry it off. Then you're going to get a dollop of red. From here, you are going to mix yellow and green to get a cool color, or I'm sorry, yellow and blue to get the cool color green. I made a mistake. Yellow and green, yellow and blue make green, and then you're going to apply that green to the cool colors section. Then you're going to apply some blue to the middle of that cool colors section, and you're going to blend. You're going to blend those together. Now, in order to do that blending piece, both of the green and the blue paint need to be wet. Then you're going to add some more blue. And then we're going to make violet. Blue and red together make violet. And once you have a violet that you like, It should not be too much blue. It should not be too much red. It should look like purple or violet. You're going to apply it to the end of the cool colors section, and then you're going to blend it in with some blue. Okay, so after we apply each color, we are blending to try and get a smooth transition, and then you're going to label the colors on your cool color spectrum. For the warm colors section, we are going to make orange, and we're going to use yellow and red to make that orange. Now notice I start with my lightest color first, which is yellow, and I'm adding a small amount of red to it. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow because I notice that it's a little bit too red. And then when you get an orange that you like, it's not too much yellow, not too much red, you're going to apply it to the beginning section of the warm colors bar. Then you are going to get some red, and you're going to apply some red to the middle, and then you're going to blend. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit more orange, and then I'm going to blend it in with the red. Then I'm going to get a little bit more orange and add it to that other side of the red. And then I'm going to come in with some yellow. Each time I'm cleaning my brush in between. Okay, I'm making sure I have a clean brush, and then you're going to blend. Blend the yellow and the orange and the red all together, and then you're going to label those. Red RO stands for red orange. So now you have practiced creating tints, tones, shades, and you've practiced blending warm and cool colors. Let's talk about cleanup. When you're cleaning up your space, you need to make sure those brushes are clean. Look, I can wipe it on my hand. There's no paint on it. Then you're going to put the lids on all of your clean paints. Make sure your paints are still clean. If your paints aren't clean, then you can use a paper towel, or you can take your paintbrush and scoop out the dirty paint. To clean up dirty paint, this is how you do it. With a clean brush, you're going to scoop out the paint that is not supposed to be. So in the red paint or in the yellow paint, we don't want red. So I'm scooping out all of the red paint and I'm wiping it off on a paper towel. It's that easy. And then when my paint is clean, I put it back.